So I walked into this facility. It is lovely from the outside. And to tell you the truth, I walked in and it just seemed so nice, so calm. So I got the warm and fuzzies when I walked into this facility, which I am very particular about where I go and how I feel when I walk into a place. So this was a plus for me. Did get the warm and fuzzies when I walked into this facility. Do have to say that.
Hi everyone, I'm Lexie Callies. Do you feel the squeeze of caring for an elderly loved one and school-aged children? Then welcome to the Sandwich Stories. Let's dig in.
Hi everybody. Hi, it's Lexie Callies with Sandwich Stories. I hope you're having a great week. I am going to give you a review of a assisted living facility with memory care. So they have both assisted living and memory care. So far, it is one of the newest locations that I have toured. And when I say new, I mean it opened probably 10, 12 years ago. So that is the newest one that I have toured so far. And it is also in the Grapevine area of DFW and on the other side of town from the one I reviewed last week. So I have to say, I know of another family who has toured this location. They did not move in, but they did tour it when they were trying to decide where to go with their mother. And I don't know anybody there, and I had never toured it. And I, in some ways, wish I had toured it sooner. So I walked into this facility. It is lovely from the outside. The building is nice. It is very convenient to my house. So that was also very nice. And to tell you the truth, I walked in and it just seemed so nice, so calm. You walk in, it's a lovely living room space with a fireplace. You see a courtyard that is very well maintained, beautiful, flowers. I felt really good when I walked into this facility. It was so, so nice. So I got the warm and fuzzies when I walked into this facility, which I am very particular about where I go and how I feel when I walk into a place. So this was a plus for me. So like I said, this location has assisted living and memory care. It is all one building, but memory care has its own little hallway and then a door that you put a code in, and then it has its little facility there. And that also has its own outdoor garden area in their little courtyard. So it is very, very nice. And they have their own lovely dining room space. So I saw all of it. Now, assisted living, you walk into the main building. Like I said, you get to see this lovely living room area. It was pretty large. It had two separate seating areas with sofas and very lovely couches. There was a little mail room area. So when the mailman comes, residents can still get their own mail. So they can house 51 assisted living residents. And then if you go to memory care, they have a max of 24. So it is not a large facility, which is great. I asked about ratios when it came to caregiver and resident. And the way that they work is the state says the ratio, I believe, needs to be 1-7 or 1-8, one of the two. And they average about 1-5. Now they said if I had come about a year ago, they had people that needed more care and more need. So they actually had more staff at that time. And so so they could keep the ratios low. So keeping an average of 1-5 is great. Like I said, when I toured another facility a while back, that was their ratio, 1-5, and the price was exorbitant. So it was nice to hear that this facility was really well maintained, that their ratio is really low. They have a lot of long-term staff, not just executives. but staff for the, med techs and caregivers, those kinds of things. So that was really nice. And no smells, nothing seemed weird. Everybody was engaged. Nobody just sitting around on their phone, which was really good. And I don't believe that they, yes, the salesperson knew I was coming, but a lot of other people, they didn't put them on warning, like, hey, someone's coming in to tour, be on your best behavior. I did not get that feeling at all. So I sat down with the salesperson. She was very nice. We sat and talked for a long time. She took a lot of notes about my mom. She asked a lot of questions. She was lovely. I do like her. And this facility is a all encompassing price point also. Nothing is extra until you get to advanced care, like eating assistance. And then they said that if you need someone to feed your loved one, they will hire someone, they will bring in the staff, and they will make sure that that person is there to feed your loved one. So those kinds of things, once you get to advanced care, that is when the price starts to go up a little bit. There is a community fee, a one-time community fee of $2,750, which is reasonable. That I thought was fair. Comprehensive care, 24-hour staff. Oh, this is for memory care because when talking to her, that, like I said, this is going to be the pricing for memory care. So this is the higher end if you're looking at their facility. And so anyway, looking at this, we are dealing with 24-hour care, licensed nurses, helping with bathing and hygiene, dressing, therapeutic activities, dining, snacks. Everything is included. If you, as a loved one, want to come and eat with them, it's an extra $5 a meal. Not a big deal. Okay, great. So they had 2 suites available for me to look at for my mom. One is a shared studio, yet again, bathroom in the middle, 2 bedrooms on each side with their own entrances. So it's not like you come in one entrance and split. Like my mom would have her own door and someone else would have their own door. And then there's a little shared walkway in between with a coat closet. So that is a shared studio. We're looking at $5,725. And then there is a smaller private studio. It was a little small. Like I said, I wish it had been a smidgen bigger because it's just under 300 square feet, which is fine. But if you depending on the layout with the window and those kinds of things, it's not easy to always get chairs and things like that in there. I'd like for my mom to have space for her recliner. Anyway, so that one, the published price is $6,995. So she said there are always wiggle room. Most of these locations also have VA discounts. So like I said, I got to see the private room and it was nice. Like I said, it was small, has its own bathroom with roll-in shower. So that was really nice. So my mom would be able to live there and have her own shower. They did say, because I was explaining a lot to how my mom was, because they needed to know, that they do have quite a few residents that come in through the assisted living because they're more higher functioning, come over to assisted living to do all their activities is what I would have my mom do. I would have my mom maybe live in memory care because she needs the nighttime care. But she would spend her days over at assisted living and do all the activities there. So she's more stimulated, has more conversations. I have to say, I had a friend who knows my mom, and I was trying to explain to her, she was asking how my mom was. And I thought this was the best analogy I can ever come up with because I was trying to say, well, she has good days, she has bad days. And I can tell when she's been social, and when she hasn't. And she said, oh, it's like a flower. And I said, oh, really? And she said, yeah, it's like a flower when you water it or you don't water it. And when you don't water it, it's sad and droopy. And when you do water it, it's happy and perky. And I was like, that is exactly the best way to describe my mother. So when she has a lot of social interaction, she's able to see people and do activities and talk and have people talk to her. She's a happy, perky flower. When she has not had those things, she's sad and wilty, and it's not good. And she has to start her, like, almost like wind herself back up again to get to the point where she's happy and perky. So that I thought was really great. So like I said, if you needed hospice care, diabetic injections, assisted breathing treatments, eating assistant, 2-person transfer assistance, incontinence care, either bladder or bowel, and that's complete incontinence, then those prices are in addition. They did say that they do have people that have their own aides that come in sometimes, and they're happy to have that. I did not see any pets, but that doesn't mean they don't have them. Maybe it's in someone's room. But so there was that. And like I said, the pricing I thought was really good. I did get the warm and fuzzies when I walked into this facility. I do have to say that. And then she gave me, the way this works also, I'm going to show y'all. Make sure. Do we have the name of the facility on here? No, we don't. Okay. Menus. So, menu for the week. This is, when you go and sit down at the restaurant, they don't just give everybody the same thing. People get to pick what they want. And they can adjust it however it needs to be. And they will make sure that if your loved one doesn't like mashed potatoes like my mom, or mayonnaise like my mom, then they will not be on the meals. So I thought that was really great. Lot of activities. I am looking at, and she gave me the calendar for both assisted living and memory care. And so I could see. So if my mom was maybe didn't want to go over to assisted living that day, I could kind of see what the activities were for memory care. And then I could also see what was available for assisted living. And it's really great. And they were doing activities when I got into memory care, and when I had just started the tour for assisted living, they were doing, what were they doing? Oh, they were doing a workout. So yeah, everybody had things going on, things doing. Oh, the other thing, they were finishing up a all hands staff meeting when I walked in, which I thought was great. So beginning of the day, people are coming in. This is what's going on. I thought that was really great to see. So I got the warm and fuzzies with them. You know how I've been talking. Like, am I getting the return on investment? Where my mom is right now, I don't know. And this place I really do like. So I might have to have my mom go tour this one with me and see what she thinks. So like I said, it is close to my house, which I did like. Dining, companion services, their culture. Yeah, I'm trying to think. So let me look. What's included? Laundry's included, and that can be every day. Personal wellness monitoring, volunteer, housekeeping, linen, entertainment, fitness classes. They have a little. So if you have cable in their room, that's included in the price. Car service. So if they need to take you in the van to probably your doctor's appointment, that's included in the price. So really, almost every single thing was included. And like I said, I really liked it. I really liked the sales girl. She was nice. She's been in the industry for a long time. This is also a privately owned. 2 brothers own this facility along with a few others. And so it's not a massive corporation, which is really nice. And so they do show up to this facility. And yeah, that was great. Oh, nursing care also. I forgot to say that. So I did ask about 24-hour nursing care. They do not have 24-hour nursing care on site. They have 2 what they say, 2 RNs who are on 24-hour call all the time. During the day, there is a nurse there. And then overnight, there's a nurse on call 24 hours a day. So where my mom is right now, they have 24-hour care on site, or nursing care on site. This one does not, which is fine. Because unless there's something dire, I'm sure people can suss it out. And then also talk to the nurses also. And then the fire department is literally across the street. So it's really easy to get emergency care if needed. So yeah, this was the tour that I took this morning. I took it this morning. It was great. I feel really good about it. Yeah. So we shall see. And I will give the update if I take my mom in for a tour and see what she thinks of it. Who knows? And yet again, like I told the staff there, I am there to tour it and not only to bring y'all education about cost and what you can get in the DFW area, but for my own edification, because like I said, I've talked about return on investment. So I need to know these things too. What else is out there? What's available? And do I get the warm and fuzzies? Because that's really important. You have to trust your gut sometimes. So with that said, song of the week is... Okay, so Galactic and Irma Thomas, Where I Belong. That is the song. Galactic and Irma Thomas. And the song is Where I Belong. Love the song. Think it's great. Yet again, makes you feel good, because that's the whole point of all my music that I have for y'all. It makes you feel good, made my mom feel good, made my dad feel good. Whomever I ask, it has to make them feel good. So, or lift them up whenever they're down. So this one I like a lot. It's Where I Belong. Yet again, another song I feel like kids should have to listen to on a regular basis. We've had a few of those. And I think there are certain songs that kids need to hear on a regular basis, because maybe it's just something they will start saying to themselves. So anyway, so there you go. Where I Belong by Galactic and Irma Thomas. And I hope you have a really great week, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Okay? Love you guys. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Sandwich Stories. I really hope you learned some new things and enjoyed it. If you did, tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your sister, tell your dad, tell everybody you know to also listen. Maybe they'll learn some new things, how to help each other out, and find us at Sandwich Stories Podcast. Thanks so much.